How to improve brain language processing in children. Language processing brain engine. The language processing brain engine is very complex. It could be learning a word, syllable, or whole language. The entire event of processing involves data acquisition through sensory signals of auditory, visual, touch, or even olfaction. Subsequently, this data is stored as a raw information in the memory circuits as bits of information with proper coding. This facilitates for semantics, making new words, grammatical frame, social context speech, using right language, articulation, voice expression, and clarity basing on physiological, psychological, sociological, and environmental factors to make meaningful expression with logic and fluency. Brain gym activities to improve language processing in children. As the child grows, the child naturally tries to acquire the language through observation and various stimuli, which include auditory, visual, and other sensory inputs. Gradually, his left lobe runs data sequentially, right lobe holistically, actively involving Broca's and Wernicke's regions. The frontal cortex makes the entire process logically and meaningfully. If the environment is enriching, the child's brain processing language skills will be proportionally strong. To give effective language training, parents and teachers need to understand the chronology of development of brain. This helps the elders to adopt or design or modulate brain enriching approaches. Chronology of brain development. After birth, first month. Intense brain activity by way neuron generation in both sensory areas and motor areas. Emotional centers record frequent familiar relations such as mother's touch or mother's voice. Visual neurons, hearing neurons begin to work and respond to light, sound. Second month. At 2 months, the infant can experience a range of complex emotions including happiness, sadness, empathy, pride, and shame. The part of the brain that is most active controls the development of vision and hearing. Third month. Language neurons, speech neurons are active. Hence, by 3 months, the infant is able to distinguish between different sounds. These sounds may come from several different languages. Children exposed to languages will learn them more rapidly than their older siblings and parents. Fourth month. At 4 months, the cortex begins to refine the connections needed for depth perception and binocular vision. At around 8 months, the front of the cortex, in charge of the ability to express and control emotions as well as to think and plan, is alive with activity as the baby makes dramatic leaps in self-regulation and attachment. Babies are likely to strengthen their attachment to their caregiver during this time. Caregivers can help infants learn to develop self-control of their emotions by responding sensitively to their emotional state. Therefore, first year is the most important period for developing the part of the brain responsible for attachment and empathy. The connections, pathways, and networks created will enable the child to feel the pleasure of being involved in close, secure, nurturing relationships. Two years. 100 billion neurons formed by age 2 years. Activity. Embraced by conversations, stories, and questions, has twice the number of words of a toddler who has lacked this attention. The child's sentences will be more complex in structure. The circuits and pathways for some skill and capacities begin to close in the second year of life. These include those responsible for emotional control, full vision, and social attachments. 3 years. 1,000 trillion connections are formed by age 3. Brain is 2.5 times as active as that of an adult. More structure is formed. Activity. The experiences of small children may change their understanding and behavior, but they are also charged with creating important and permanent structures in the brain. In this way, these experiences play a decisive and lasting role by defining the extent and nature of children's capabilities and limitations both at this stage and in adults' life. Every skill and sense required in early childhood and the foundation for all other capabilities are set by systems built into the brain in early life. Each has a limited timetable and critical periods when the related experiences must be attained. 4 to 6 years. Activity. From 4 to the age of 6, most of the critical periods in which a skill or sense can be fully gained are over or waning. 10 years. Pruning phase. Synaptic pruning is more predominant. Brain begins to prune those that are seldom used. New developmental neurons slow down. Adolescence, the brain is wired with the rapid, powerful, and permanent lines of communication of the mature brain. By the age of 18, the brain is less adaptable than the brain of an infant, but more rapid, secure, and permanent. Thanks for watching.